Hey, how's it going? Mr. Bill here. And today I want to talk to you about sound design. Basically, what I've been doing lately for sound design is I've been using this controller right here, which was given to me by LIVID. It's called a DS1. And basically, it's just there's a bunch of buttons, a bunch of faders. There's 8 faders, a main fader, which I guess is just a ninth fader. Then there's tons of pots, and then just some buttons and some more pots. So it's a really nice controller because it just has a shitload of real estate for knobs and faders basically. So I'm going to show you what I've been using this for lately in a sound design context, because I don't actually use it when I perform. I use another Livid controller called an Ohm 64, but this one I found is really good in the studio. I mean, I do a lot of triggering and stuff live with buttons, and this one doesn't have so many buttons, so I wouldn't say this one for me personally is not that good for performance, but it's great for the studio. So I'll show you what I'm working on here. I basically just have a beat. So it's just a simple beat with like a Gamalean and then some sub and a simple beat basically. So it's simple. And what I want to do now is I want to render that beat down into a single channel. So I'm just going to create an audio track and take the input from resampling, and I'm just going to record just a couple of bars of this beat. Maybe I'll record this bit here because I think this is where the harmony changes. Yeah, so I'm just going to record this, I'm just going to record these 4 bars, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my punch out on up here and then turn the loop off. So basically that just means these are punch in and punch out points. So it means if I hit record and I start recording from here, it won't start recording until the start of the loop brace, because that's the punch in point. And then as soon as it hits the punch out point, it'll stop recording. So I'll prove that right now. So you can see it's about to start recording. And then, oh shit, that's really loud. I might get rid of the limiter on there. So let's do this again. Yeah, you always want to record it without the limiter on, just because it kind of messes with things a little bit. It just messes with things when you're kind of messing around with artifacts and all of that sort of stuff. If you don't have the volume there to work with, you can get some kind of dirty sounding stuff, which if that's what you're going for, that's cool. Okay, cool. So we're going to call this channel Stretched Audio. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this segment BPM to 999. And I'm going to turn the warp mode onto texture, and then I'm going to drag this right out. And then I'm going to create a new channel, and I'm going to call this granular audio. And then I'm going to take resampling in from here, and I'm just going to record this. And while I record this, I'm just going to play around with this grain size and this flux size. And that's pretty much just going to stretch the sample out in a granular sort of way. So let's listen to that. I just might turn the limiter off while we do this again. So you get the idea, and without making you sit through 2 minutes of that, I'll just show you one that I prepared earlier. So here we go. There's a few channels here. I think this is the one we want. Let's see. Yeah, so you can hear this. It's just granular. Maybe I'll turn this up a little bit. So you can hear that's pretty much what we've done. We just rendered it down, and then we turn the warp mode up. We turn the segment BPM to 999, or just as long as it could be, which was 999. And then we just started messing with the grain size and the flux size. So that's all good. Now we have a nice long piece of noise basically to work with. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start opening some plugins, and I'm just going to start mapping parameters like crazy to these knobs here. So the first thing I'm going to do is open an ambience processor, and I'm going to go to my MIDI map mode, if I can do that. And then I'm just going to start mapping things, just everything, every single knob, just map it all. And I'm not going to actually pay attention to where I'm mapping things. I might even map 2 things to one knob, or just map over things. And I'm not actually going to pay attention to it really at all. I'm literally just going to go crazy with the mappings. So basically what I want to do is I want to map every knob on this controller to a parameter of an effect. And what we're doing is we're using these Ubic effects, which are really good for sound design actually. Where were we? I think we were around here somewhere. So let's just start mapping stuff here. And the idea is that I want to create some sort of randomness to the sound design, because later on I'm gonna make things a little bit more purposeful when I cut everything up. So you can see here I'm just mapping things like crazy. I've got a couple more rows to go. Let's try, what's this? Frequency shifter, perfect. All right. I'm not actually even looking at the controller, so I may have not even mapped every knob, but that's okay. We've mapped quite a few, so. All right, cool. That should be good. So I'm just going to shut all these now. We don't need to look at them. And then I'm going to create a new channel. And let's just call this Ubic affected. It means it's been affected by Ubic. We'll put resampling on. Now what we want to do, I might put the limiter on this. Jesus, it just started raining outside. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to start turning all of these knobs. And you can see, like, as I'm turning all of these, there should be... Yeah, you can see that it's kind of messing with things. Some of them are attached to two things and other things, you know. So if I just, mess around with these, it should hopefully create some cool sounds. So let's chuck record on, turn this up a little bit, and then, just record it. And I'm just going to start playing with knobs. So yeah, you get the idea. Basically, I've just been messing around by doing things like that with this controller, which is really fun actually. I find it enjoyable. And then this is an example of one of the outputs that I've gotten from doing that. So you just get all these like crazy ass like artifacts and stuff from plugins, because you're messing with so many plugins and doing so much crazy shit at once. That the plugins kind of break a little bit, and it makes it sound kind of crazy and weird, and you get all these strange sounds that you normally wouldn't. So anyway, what I've got here now is the same stuff, but it's all cut up. So basically what I did is I took all of these sounds and I cut them up and I put fades on them. Like if we look at the fades, you can see all these sounds kind of fade into one another and stuff. And if we listen to that on its own, it sounds like this. So it sounds like nice and thick. And then if we play that with the beat, we get something like this. So yeah, anyway, that's how I've been doing a lot of sound design stuff lately, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it inspires you or whatever to do your own sort of crazy sound design stuff. And yeah, it's a good way of like thickening up beats a lot and making things sound kind of crazy. So yeah, anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.